Alright guys, this is Salamancer here, and today we're going to play some Minecraft, and we want you to get your iron pick out, and we're going to go try to find some diamonds in the caves of CP Badlands. Just kidding, it's 2166 versus Star Children, two teams that if you've watched this channel for a long time, you probably have seen before, especially because I just casted two 2166 games, but I have definitely casted the Star Children as well. Because they sent me a couple of games of their own, and very quickly we are seeing that Star Children are losing this mid-fight. 2166, once again, looking solid here on mid. I just realized that may have been a little bit, Oh, St. Cheesius gets taken down there. Fish actually did not realize what was happening. Maybe a little bit of lack of communication there. Not sure what was going on, but Fish lost his medic there, who only had 5 health anyway, so probably not going to be able to save him, but you never know. And so now Star Children are very much in a bad situation here. Fish is going to try and stop the cap and actually just eats a sticky bomb from 13, the demo man of 2166. So these guys are looking solid. The blue team's going to be pushing in here against the Star Children very quickly. And I'm pretty sure that we're probably going to... oh, okay, he's just trying to build Uber. Gotcha. Pretty sure that we're going to see a very desperate defense by the Star Children. And whether or not they can hold out on this defense is really going to, for me, spell kind of how this game is going to go. Because the last game I casted with 2166, I don't want to give it away, so you might want to cover your ears for the next 20 seconds or so. I tend to be long-winded. But the last game, 2166, had some really solid aggression, good calls, and they were looking like, yeah, if they were to come to America, they could definitely be... I don't want to say like very top of Open, because there are some really good teams in Open that have some ex-inviters on them, but they could be doing really well. 2166 pops the Uber in, and the enemies still do not have an Uber of their own. They're trying to stop this, and they actually do manage to stop that attack very nicely. There's a soldier there that they're going to have to take out, but they do that just fine. So Star Children with a very clutch defense there. You got to watch out for Dust Goblin, though, who sneaks onto the point. Oh, man. That sneaky scout play there wins the round for 2166. Although... to be fair, their awesome mid-fighting skills and DM also won the round for them. It was just the clinching of the capture by Das Goblin that won that for them. Prisms here is very slow on his rollout, and it looks like he's actually lagging a little bit too, which is not a good quality to have in your demo man. Although the blue demo actually getting there just about the same time, so they're both kind of slow. St. Cheesius is down though, and in fact most of Star Children just died there. They're trying to go after the medic here with their soldier and scout, but they get wiped out by 2166. Looking like these guys definitely deserve a win right now, because Star Children are just getting crushed on the mid-fights, getting utterly crushed, and there's no other way to say that. So Team 2166 here is going to push into last once again with an Uber advantage, and there's not a lot the Star Children can do about this. They did manage to just barely hold it off last time, but then they got ninja capped. There are stickies on the point, so at the very least, once that point starts getting captured, we're going to see the stickies go off and hopefully delay it for a little bit. Scout just trying to sneak on the point right now. The stickies are popped without getting much of a kill there. I think they actually did kill Medit, but there you go. I think that Demo Man was actually holding the pain train because we saw ×2 capture on the point. So 2166 with a second very quick round against the Star Children, who are not a bad team of their own, but they're having some issues right now. Let's just see. Prisms here. Once again, he's going to take the low route, but at least this time he seems to be a little bit faster. Still lagging, though, and if you're lagging this much, I don't see how you can really get any kills. Yeah, I tries to put some damage down, but just gets taken down by 13, who is not lagging. He did get killed by Fish, though, so Star Children, at the very least, have gotten a couple kills here, and they've actually killed Candyman as well. Candyman MD, who is, of course, the same person as Havoc MD. Same medic, different name. And the Star Children won that mid-fight, although they lost their medic, St. Cheesius, so that's going to be a little painful for them. Are they going to be able to push onto the Spire here? And the answer is probably no at the moment, because there will be just a little bit of defense, and they need to get their medic back in position to heal everybody else up. Oh, I'm losing my voice. Hang on a second. There we go. One scout standing up on the point right now just to defend it. I saw stickies flying out somewhere, but I don't see where they went. Were they down here, maybe? I don't know. But I don't think 13 is actually watching right now, so does it even matter? Not really. there is some defense down in trash. And yes, the scouts are still standing up here on the spire trying to stop anybody from jumping up there, which they're doing quite a good job of. 2166 has lost their demo, though. So without a demo, it's tough to really hold on to a point too effectively. But they've gotten 2 kills, both soldiers. So losing your soldiers is actually a death blow to any push on the spire, pretty much, because you need those soldiers to be jumping around. The soldiers are, this is just like home for a soldier right here. This spire, it absolutely favors the soldier in almost every interaction you can think of on this Badlands spire here. This is just a soldier's playground. By the way, if your home is a playground, you rock. That is like my dream home. I just want to have like a ball pit and a jungle gym and everything. That's where I want to live. Maybe have a roof, maybe a kitchen, but definitely the playground. 2166 now are going to lose the spire because now it looks like our scouts and soldier have finally gotten up there to start capping. Star Children will push in, and they could end up with a victory here in this round. They've gotten 2 kills already, pushing into upper lobby. Kind of a bad decision there by the, well, maybe not a bad decision by 2166 to try the upper lobby hold, but it certainly didn't work out for them. And that is going to be that. And that is going to be a nice round there for the Star Children. Sorry, I did kind of cut the video. So if if that was not completely coherent, my apologies. Medit's actually taking a weird rollout here. I don't know, I guess it's not completely uncommon to go around that way. It's not all that much slower, so he is going to be holding down the crates very nicely, and that's actually a rollout that you take when you want to, I think, defend the Demo Man a little bit better. But the Demo is way out in front right now, 13, doing a nice job of sticking off the house. Nonetheless, he gets taken down, and once again, 2166 loses the mid-fight there to the Star Children, who are going to probably bring this game up to 2-2 here if they can keep their Uber advantage like this. Where is Havoc, aka Candyman, right now? Where is that guy? Well, he is standing inside of the second point, so should be okay. This is a risky decision right here, but does manage to run right back inside without taking any damage, so he is going to be fine. 60% Uber right now, and the Spire is not captured yet, so I gotta say, yep, I gotta say that Candyman will definitely have the Uber ready to go in time to defend last, especially because the Uber was just forced there by Caberman. So 80%, 85 now, they will have that ready to go, and that should be a nice defense there. Although they are down 2 players, so really what Star Children want to do here is push in very quickly, force the Uber out of Candyman, and back out. That's what they got to do. They actually just got another kill on Dusk Goblin, so yeah, they definitely need to get in there. And that's what they're doing. They're sending the scouts right now to the point. They're going to force everybody down on the ground or just capture it. That happened. So, it is very quickly 2-2 here. 2166 making a couple of mistakes with their player positioning and their Uber management and their point defense. And so even though they're a very good team on offense, it seems like their defense was just a little bit lacking there. Good equalizer rollout from Fish, but then he doesn't find the medic, which is never fun. So he's going to be a bit late to this fight. Nonetheless, Soldier very quickly. That is going to be Rin taking down the Demo Man quite easily. And St. Cheesius is still alive. He's got to be careful about all these rockets coming in after him, but that Soldier just fell in a hilarious position. And now there's another Soldier coming in after St. Cheesius. Can he get away from this? Got to be careful. Oh, 9 health left! Manages to survive that just barely. Decent dodging work there. Kept him alive, although he took a lot of splash damage. It's just not quite enough. And St. Cheesius is going to keep an Uber alive here. So I think we're going to see the Star Children actually go up around. They just need to be able to push to Spire. And right now, I don't think they're doing that. They're going to send Rin around the side. And he's just taking a little bit of hit from the scout here, so actually he might get taken out. But there you go. Yeah, it's not going to be good for 166. Even though I think Rin... Actually, no, Rin stayed alive with 23 health there, using the equalizer to try and help deal some damage. And he's now just going to run straight over towards last. Is he going to spawn camp, or is he just going to hide here until he can go for the point? That is the question. And he is going to go for the point because there is nobody left alive, so it doesn't even matter. These guys are going to get the capture. Nice. And Star Children are up 3-2. Let's find out what happens in the next round. 2166. It seems like, well, it seems like both teams, when they win the mid fight, they win the round. So we'll see who wins the mid fight. basically. That's what I'm looking forward to. Javi here from 2166 is doing the equalizer thing once again, and they are going to go through house, which, of course, they can get spammed out of if they're not careful, but first thing to do is send a rocket into the ground there to try and scatter sticky bombs. And, oh, this is not good. Not what you want to happen. The medic is actually stuck inside the house, so not able to keep his team aggressive, but it doesn't matter because Star Children all dropped back. They've both kept their medic alive right now, so both teams actually with the medic alive after the mid-fight, which might have happened once before, but this was a good call by Star Children to back up like they did. They didn't get any kills, and they need to actually back up further. They don't want to lose any of their players right now, especially they don't want to lose their Uber. And there they go, they get the kill on Caberman, but they've just lost another 2 players. Das Goblin actually going down as well, so that's not too bad. 2166 will get the capture here, but it's going to be even Ubers, so it'll be a little bit of a tougher push into last, unless the Star Children just decide to waste all their players, which is not a great idea. The Star Children, though, now setting up a defense properly on the last point. And crossbow comes out for St. Cheesius, just for a second, not sure exactly why that was. But yeah, here in the land down under, these Australians here, waiting until the last moment there possible. St. Cheesius wanted to milk that Uber just a little bit, and he did exactly that. They have lost a scout, but they've kept their demo alive so far. Doesn't matter. 2166 manages to get that capture anyway. And now it's 3-3, so this is in fact a nice close game here to end it off with from... of course, remember, this was a replay pack sent to me from 2166, so all 3 of these games were theirs, but I don't know if they win all of them, because this is actually a nice close game, and, I mean, if I were a humble sort of player, I would definitely send games where I was like, you know, I thought I did well here even though we lost, blah, blah, blah. So, that's my opinion. Star Children here getting forced into their choke point where they can take a lot of damage very easily just by, you know, 1 or 2 rockets, 1 or 2 stickies can deal a heck of a lot of damage. And that is exactly what happened. Caberman came in there and cleaned house. Foxdog, the only man left alive, but looks like he doesn't really care the rest of his team died in a gruesome fashion. He's just celebrating the fact that he gets to capture the point all by himself. Look at you, Foxdog. Look at you. You are a hero. Standing on that point, you know, capturing it. That's heroic right there, buddy. If sarcasm doesn't translate very well on the internet, I don't know. There you go. There's some counter-taunting by one of our scouts here. That was Das Goblin, who probably saw the taunting going on mid. Anyway, Star Children are now set up properly on the midpoint and look like they want to try and peek through the choke here, but they got to be careful. There's a lot of spam and a lot of stickies coming in from 2166, and if I were them, I would look at maybe going around the side, try to go through either the house or the diagonal area. Diagonal is, of course, called because of that diagonal bridge over there. But a diagonal push would probably be a good idea, except that it looks like they tried to check that out, and actually Caberman killed Foxdog over on the side, so going to be happy about that. Rin and the other scout are now working the flanks a little bit, but they are not getting anywhere. 2166, the blue team, now pushing with their Uber, even though their enemies actually have 100% and are not popping it yet. There you go, the force just now. If I were a blue team, I would be trying to escape just a little bit here. Which is what they're doing. Their medic is going to die here, though. Yep, there he goes. That is Candyman MD, a.k.a. Havoc MD, going down to the shotgun. And the Star Children are losing mid. St. Cheesius is actually about to die. He is caught in enemy territory. There's only 1 scout, but, I mean, medic versus any class in this game is not a good... Oh, Cheesius. This is scary. This is scary right here. He's actually going to 1v1 this scout. No, okay, he's waiting for his scout to come in. There you go. That's what you want to do. Pulling out that crossbow again, though, as he tries to escape here. And actually, he did manage to escape, so some sneaky little ninja medic moves. But one thing to remember about that is he didn't heal anybody during that time, so there's actually a big Uber advantage for the blue team, as long as they don't lose their medic, which they did. Very good demo man work here by our red demo, who is got to stay away from those pills, though. He actually took too much damage and died. So, I mean, yeah, good work by him nonetheless. St. Cheesius now has an Uber advantage, and they just lost a soldier. That's not good. Going down a man like this means they are quite probably going to lose the round. They can't... they cannot get their spire defended because they're missing a soldier. And so now St. Cheesius is going to drop back to last, heal up his Demo Man. And somebody says they want, apparently 2166 has a member of their team subbing now for Star Children, interestingly enough. I think it's a member of their team anyway. He's tagged up as one. So he is now going to be playing Soldier temporarily until I think the Star Children get theirs back, which is nice of him. And St. Jezius is going to keep his Soldier over here healed up nicely, and they are building their Uber as fast as they can, which they actually have it before their opponents on the blue team. Good positioning here by blue. They want to make sure they don't take too much spam. Do not want to take a lot of damage. It's actually very easy to take damage up here in this upper lobby area when you're trying to hold there and wait for a push. As you can see, Jabby just took a lot. Candyman there just jumped over a rocket and somehow that didn't hit him. But yeah, look at the health on the blue team here. Actually, Foxdog did just get killed, so this is a good time to push. Even though they are down on the health, they can Uber, and health becomes a non-issue until after the Uber is over. Most of the stickies taken away from that point there, but now there's an Uber medic standing on it. So, it's really close to getting captured though. If that Soldier goes down, that's going to be it. And there you go. Blue team ends up bringing it 4-3. Very, very close so far. 13 and almost 14 minutes left to go actually in the game. And the Star Children are now in a position of inferiority, although not by much. But look at the dominations there for a second on these teams. 2166 has a lot of dominations going on right now, which is pretty darn crazy. Kind of wondering who they're dominating, and you don't tell me, but we'll see some revenge notifications eventually, I think. Star Children doing a decent job at this mid-fight, but once again, they're backed up behind their crates in a very spammable location. And Scout there, that was, who was that? Actually, Das Goblin sneaking in for some damage against the medic. I think 13 got the kill, but it doesn't matter. 2166 just lost everything there, so they are going to lose the mid-fight. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, having allergy problems again today. Oh, I'm going to start those shots really soon. But Star Children do seem to be on their way to bringing this up to 4-4 and tying it up once again. And I don't actually remember whether they just played a 5 or a win difference of 5. I think they do just play a 5, though. So it's going to be a race to the cap. And it does seem like, once again here, whoever wins these mid-fights wins the round, although this time around, Star Children losing their Demo Man there, and Foxdog is actually really hurt as well, so they could very quickly, lose 2 players. And now that they're 2 players down, Team 2166 should probably be able to get this cap. Let's find out. They're having some positioning problems right now because they're losing a lot of health. And part of the reason for that is Loppy, the sniper here, was doing a really good job right up until Das Goblin snuck around and poked him in the butt. So that is going to be that for the offense there for Star Children. I think they will not be able to capture the Spire. They've lost their sniper now. Still down a man. And the blue team is just getting more and more in their face as they finally find they can get around there and not take too much spam. So, Ubers are about even here. And it can be tough for, I don't know. It's not too terribly tough to make a decent push, especially if you sneak around through the house or through Diag. We will find out what these guys decide to do. And actually, it looks like Red Team wants to push first. The Ubers are popped just about at the same time. Some multi-Ubering out of Red Team to keep their team alive. They've killed Caberman. Now they've killed Javi as well. So, I mean, I like the multi-Uber by Red to keep their team alive. They just have to make sure they don't get backcapped like crazy here. And they do have their soldiers. They had their soldiers. But there goes Fish right away, and a very, very nice backcap here by 2166, using just their scouts and Demo Man and Medic against the soldier-heavy team of Star Children. So it looks like the 2166 team actually might do the impossible here, or at least what seemed impossible so far this game. And even after losing the mid-fight, they could take the round. Just some very, very... a very good exchange by them, and they forced Star Children to react to a situation they were not prepared for, which was a full team back cap. So Star Children, I think, read that situation wrong, and as a result, they are now losing players and could potentially lose this round. They've actually lost their medic here, St. Cheesiest, as well, so it's going to be a huge Uber advantage for Candyman. And the Star Children going to send their players forward here and should be able to cap this Spire without too much difficulty. There's a couple of stickies on it, but they have been spotted. And there you go, even the Demo Man jumping up to get in on that action. So Well, no, Prisms is still trying to stop this, and they may actually be able to do that. A backstab, I completely missed the spy. Wow, I am so stupid. But of course, that's what they want you to do, is not notice them. But there was a backstab there on one of the players, anyway. And so 2160, I think that might have been Candyman that got backstabbed. But 2166 losing their medic, that's kind of a big deal. So the Star Children are now, well, they were in a good position. Now St. Jesus has to pull out that crossbow again because he lost his demo man. And I am about to sneeze. That is no fun. Okay, well, sneezing is over, and I'm glad you guys didn't have to hear any of that. Loppy has now jumped back off and joined the spectator, as it looks like the... Well, I thought the player was going to be back in the game, but the Star Children were in a decent position there, and part of that was with the help of Loppy, who was actually playing Sniper for a while and doing a really good job. And now Star Children are back down to being 5 players up, and I don't know if they're getting their own player back in here. So maybe Loppy felt bad for helping Star Children do well. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, because now our blue team is almost definitely going to win this round. It's 6 against 5, and that is not a great position to be in for the 5-player team. But, you know, sometimes them's the breaks, I guess. And now the Uber is forced here for red team. Not forced quite yet for blue. There you go. They do finally pop that. And there is going to be a scout up here camping that like a ninja. Just barely stopped by this soldier who had full health, but is now getting hurt. And the capture is down. So Caberman already trying to get in the last here. He's actually racing the enemy team here, and I think that could end up being the game if it's played to 5, which yes it is. So guys, that is GG for Team 2166. And so the replay pack they sent me, yeah, they did win all 3. But thank you for watching nonetheless. And, you know, I like watching these guys. I do hope we get to see more Australian action in the near future, which we should, because I've been talking to a certain young man named Griever. I would love to cast with that guy. So I think he's got a bunch of STV demos lying around that he would like to cast as well. Do check his channel out, by the way, Griever TV. I think I have it linked on my YouTube channel. So check that. Check that. He's good stuff. And thank you for watching SalTV. I'm going to be signing out here.